Yo. So this is like impromptu shit. Like, I was just thinking about this and I was like, you know what? Let me go to my analytics, which I never really check. And I just kind of wanted to see like what's kind of going on with the channel, like what's going on with like videos. And I thought to myself, like, damn, I wonder how many videos I've uploaded this month. And so I went and I found the area where you can go and check. And I wanted to go check back to July. Obviously the month's not over yet, but I wanted to go see how many videos we produced back in May, right? And I'm gonna tell you why. So when I go to May and I go to all videos, I went, where is it at? Let me go to all, go to publish content. That's where we want to go, right? We want to go to May. When I looked at May, this is what I found. I found that I released 101 videos that month. Wow, 101 videos. And to me, what was actually kind of amazing at that point was I was just like, I was kind of shocked myself because I've just been grinding. And I really wanted to see like what I've been producing, really, because I haven't been keeping up. I've just been posting. And 21 of those were, how many days were in May? Let me check that real time. How many days were in May? 31 days in May, like I thought. I released 21 long format content videos in May. So I didn't post for 10 days when it comes to full, like long format content, but I produced 80 shorts for a combined total of 101. That's kind of pretty crazy. Like it kind of blew my mind because I was just like, what the hell? So I went to June. And then I went to June and I saw that we published 140 videos. 140 videos. June has 30 days. I produced 26 long format content videos, 26 out of 30. So I was 4 days short posting every single day for that month. And we posted 114 shorts. Wow. So head on over to July. We're not finished yet. It's June or July 22nd. We're not finished yet as of the time of this video. And so far we produced 13 long format content videos out of 22 days so far and 94 shorts. And I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was just an interesting stat. Also, what I went to as well was, where did I go to? Where the heck did I go to? Like, I think, where did I go to? I went to somewhere and I was actually kind of shocked. Damn, where is it at? Oh, maybe it was just here. Okay, yeah. So in May alone, with those stats that we pulled, this channel, with the content that I was able to produce, this channel, this community grew 84 plus subscribers in the month of May. Fast forwarding to June last month, we were up to 53 supporters and subscribers. And then currently this month, as of today, we're up 60 plus subscribers. And so again, I don't even really like look at these metrics. I just concentrate on posting. And I think this is like the new, honestly, probably like one of the new methods that people are going to have to be kind of willing to do. If you're starting out with motovlogging or you're looking to try to break out, you're just going to have to put in the work. And who knows, your content may be way completely different than mine. It may be completely different or unique as some of the other big YouTubers that are out there right now, which I think everybody's trying to actually hit. Everybody's trying to meet that mark. And that's a really hard mark to hit because you don't have the attention. And my intention for my posting schedule, just my whole entire ideology of what I want to do with this channel is simply to command attention. And the only way to command attention when you have no audience is to produce content and produce more content. And what that does, what I've been trying to tell people is like, what that does is it not only forces like the algorithm to kind of like put you out there, but when you're producing so much content, you are kind of flooding it. You are kind of, in my opinion, forcing the algorithm to put your content somewhere to be seen. And in this space, everybody's eyes are on the top dogs, right? Even the top dogs, when they're done watching their content, they probably don't even watch motovlogging content because they're worried about their own craft. And they probably only get on to look at some of the people that they ride with and they, they hang around with, and you kind of see how their content is going. But that is also their chance to see your content pop up. And, it's only a matter of time when you're producing 100 plus videos a month that these guys, the ones at the top, are going to see your face all the time. It's only a matter of time before the algorithm suggests your content to people looking for similar content. Also, it increases your chances because these guys at the top are only producing so much content a month. That leaves room for you to come in the back door with a kick dough and command that attention. You know what I mean? So, like I said, it's never been really about views. It's not about views at all, especially after the last interview that I saw with the VP of YouTube engineering. It's not about views at all. Views is very, very low on the totem pole when it comes to how YouTube is placing your content for engagement. It's all about the engagement for them. It's about retention. How much retention are you keeping, and like click-through rates and all that good stuff. And it's more than views. And I think a lot of people are stuck on views, and a lot of people are stuck on betting and betting on that one piece of content that's going to get the attention / the views, and then that'll just be it. They'll just be up from there. And there's several factors in that. When I look at some of the riding community, like a lot of the girls have broken out this year in 2025, like female riders, and those are the females that were closely associated with some of the top male riders in this motovlog sphere. So when you're talking about Fast Lane D, you're talking about the IMKs, you're talking about Will Kid Hill, you're talking about S1K Rockets, you're talking about all those girls that are associated in that group, the Moto Martinis, the Jules, the whatever their names are. I haven't watched them in a little while, but when you're seeing these girls that have been featured frequently in their videos in this year of 2025, their channels have grown exponentially because of the awareness and exposure that they have had on those other people's channels and that they continue to have. So that is just a boosted platform for them. The other part is just all them and the type of content that they make. And part of that reason that a lot of people are flocking to them is because females make an entirely different type of content, than males do. And when you get tired of, not necessarily tired, but when you are done and you're exhausted on watching the latest videos from your favorite creators, the best thing and the most natural thing to do is go seek out other creators that are in a similar space. Well, I've seen Fastlane D hang out with this guy, with that guy, with that guy, with this girl, with this girl. I've seen them plenty of times in their videos. What are their names? Let me go search them out. And that's what usually ends up happening, is that people are going to look for the familiar faces that they're used to seeing popping up on their feeds. And if you're producing content at a high rate, your chances of being seen and noticed go up as well. And that's what I've been seeing. The other guy that I've seen featured quite a few times on Fastlane D's channel, Burton. I mean, that guy, is blowing up now. And, he's always been the guy that had the money, had the bikes, but he never had the platform and never had the exposure, even though he had all of this merchandise, all of these bikes, all of this stuff that money can buy. And that goes to show you that even though you have the money, the finances to get all these things, just because you own a bunch of bikes and own a bunch of stuff doesn't mean that it equals like instant success. And he's been grinding for a while, and Burton has, like, I saw one of his videos today, and it was like he had over like 22,000 views, and I was like, holy shit, when did Burton take off? Like, it's crazy, you know what I mean? But he has that wow factor of having all of the bikes, all the stuff. He has the factor of being featured on other channels such as Fastlane D. And so it's like instant credibility. People know him, they've seen his face before. And so like I'm saying, with this new logarithm, man, you may not necessarily be associated with those people, but if you're grinding and grinding and grinding, eventually your content is going to keep showing up, whether it's on shorts, whether it's on long format content. For me, I've been showing up more and more frequently on people's radars because my shorts are getting circulated. That's because I'm producing 100 plus videos a freaking month. And I'm looking to increase that because it's going to increase your reach. Even if your videos don't get a lot of click-throughs, it doesn't matter. It's getting exposure. And the more people that are exposed to you, the more people are going to continue to watch, the more people are going to come back to watch, the more people are going to see your suggested content on their feed. And like I said, it's not a battle of views. If you're still chasing views, you're wrong. The battle is about attention. You need to be chasing and seeking attention. I'm not saying that to be egotistical. I'm not saying that. I'm saying basically, if you are trying to break out, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for the attention. And the only way you're going to get attention is that if you have like a super cool breakout video, or you're just associated with these guys and you're chasing the pack and you're trying to get noticed, you're wasting your time. You're just going to have to grind like the guys at the top who grinded their ass off and made content. Nobody watched until they started to pay attention. And then eventually it caught on. And then they just kept making content, kept grinding. And now you see them where they are, and everybody thinks that it's easy to get there. And then it's like, it's not. It's absolutely not. I can only imagine how, like, Fastlane D would already probably be at 1 million plus by now if he were to be producing the same amount of videos that I'm producing in a month. He would absolutely be the king of attention on this platform, YouTube, if he were to do something like that. But again, I don't know what they got going on, but all I'm saying is that you have to figure out where you're going to fit in. And you're going to have to figure out a strategy on how you're going to be noticed. And again, the only way you can be noticed is like being unique, being yourself, and putting out content that is unique to you, that you love to put out. And unless you're trying to do what everybody else does and copy the content that they're putting out. If you are going to do that, it's still possible. You just got to be able to put out the content in mass. You know what I mean? You got to be able to put out the content a lot more than those guys are. And it can be exhausting. It can be exhausting if you don't have a good system down. And yeah, that's what I'm just seeing, man. I was just like, I'm absolutely blown away because I don't know where we're going to end up at the end of this year, Lord willing. But what I'm seeing, I'm definitely liking, right? Definitely liking. Again, I'm just shooting to be able to get the channel monetized. And from there, whatever happens as far as, I don't know, whatever the analytics are at the time. But what I'm seeing is that we are growing this community very, very slowly, but it's steady. And it's slowly starting to gain steam and pick up. And that is from an engagement standpoint. It's not from necessarily a viewer or a views standpoint. Although the views are going up, it's not what YouTube is testing for engagement. They're testing other factors that are way more important than views. Views are like the lowest right now. A lot of people, like I said, still don't know that, but they're going to understand that. And a lot of the smaller channels, probably depending on how they put out content, are going to see probably the most benefit this year based on the engagement being the key point of them being seen to more and shared to more and more audiences who like similar content. So the other thing, like I said, I'm going to address it again in a writing video, but look, you guys got to stop buying views and botting and buying subscribers. Like, some of you guys I've seen in the last couple of years have had thousands and thousands of subscribers, and the views used to match up and then they just don't anymore. And you've consistently been posting, but now the views aren't there anymore. And you know, there are ways to look these things up, and to me, when I'm following some of you guys for like the last couple of years, things don't add up to me. And it seems to me like a lot of people have been faking it till they make it. And then when they stop, when they're not actually making it, you can see the drop off is dramatic. And I think a lot of these guys, what's happening is that they are getting, I won't say shadow banned, but they're getting punished by the YouTube algorithm because they boosted and boosted and boosted for so long trying to fake the funk. And now that they've stopped paying to boost, you're seeing what their channel can actually pull. And there's absolutely no way in hell that a channel with almost 10,000 subscribers should be pulling almost the same similar numbers in views and retention as my channel, who has way less than 1,000 subscribers. It doesn't make sense. I saw some of the numbers on some of these guys and I'm just like, that's crazy, absolutely crazy. And again, man, you know, when you're chasing these packs, when you're chasing these guys around, trying to get to the same meets as them, trying to get in the same circles, you're gonna end up, you're either gonna end up making it or you're not. And there's clicks everywhere. You know, if you just don't fit in, you know what I mean, you're not gonna get that exposure that you're hoping to get. And yeah, to me it's just kind of sad because it's just like, there's nothing wrong with promoting your videos. I promote some of my videos. I think I've promoted like, shit, what have I promoted? How many videos have I promoted? You have a promotions tab. I promoted 3 videos since I've had this channel open. 3 videos. And I spent a total of $30 on all 3 of those videos. So $10 each. And at different times just to see what would happen. 2 of them were shorts and 1 was a long format. And you know, it's minuscule unless you're like really trying to push that avenue. In my opinion, it's just like, if I'm putting out so much content, I'd rather just, unless I have a really good piece of content that like really resonates with the community, and I feel like it's worth like boosting, then I'll try to boost it with the YouTube promotions. But if you're going to be buying views, which you really can't even guarantee the number of views that you get when you're using the promotion tool, that's your best bet, because at least you're not going to be penalized by the system when you're trying to get views, right? Going off site to these other places, you know, these not dark web, but I would say using black hat techniques to buy views and subscribers and stuff like that. It temporarily works out if you're trying to, or if you have an angle that you're trying to get, you're putting yourself out there in a certain light, it might work out if people catch on. But what ends up happening is that you end up getting into a pay cycle. And if you're not willing to continue paying to keep up the front, then your channel is going to suffer really, really bad if the organic viewership that you're hoping to snatch doesn't actually doesn't actually come to you like you were hoping. Then once you stop paying, it looks like your channel is dead because nobody's interacting, nobody's engaging, because the entire time you've been buying views, you've been buying engagement, and it kills your channel, man. It kills your channel. It tells YouTube like, hey, something's wrong. We've been recording this person getting all this engagement and all these views, then all of a sudden, nothing. You know what I mean? Absolutely nothing. And like I said, I've seen it before. I've seen it recently where somebody got super hot when they had a really cool S1000 and looked like they were on the up. You know what I mean? And then, randomly they got a different bike, and it seemed like their channel kind of stalled. And that was kind of odd, because getting that newer bike, you would think that the interest would go up because everybody has that bike now. And it just doesn't seem like it helped. And, stuff that I noticed, and then, stuff that I was just like, let me look into that, because that just looks strange. You know what I mean? It just looks really, really weird for somebody to have 9 times the amount of, almost 9.5 times the amount of supporters and subscribers as me, yet they're pulling slightly higher organic views than me, slightly. It's very strange. It doesn't make sense. So I had to look into it and I'm just like, holy crap. Their engagement compared to 2024 and even 2023 compared to 2025 is like, it's obvious that they were buying subscribers, buying views, seeing how all the thousands and thousands of views they were getting on each video. Now they're barely cracking 300 or 400 is like, this late in the year is crazy to me, you know what I mean, with a new bike. So to me, it just, I've seen people comment on my stuff saying like, damn dude, look how many videos you pump out and you're not even getting any attention. And it's like, I'm not getting attention yet, right? But you should wonder, what type of attention would the bigger people be getting if they were putting out as many videos, as much content as I'm putting out, or as Matthew Woods is putting out? How much attention do you see, or do you think that they would be getting? So it's okay that nobody knows who I am now, but the fact is that, and the point that I'm trying to make is that I'm happy making this content now, and I'm not getting paid for it, right? I just enjoy doing it. So how much more sweet is it going to be when people actually start to know who you are and people are subscribing and supporting you? It just means the sky's the limit, you know what I mean? And you can't like, people I think try to figure out how to make more content once people are paying attention to them, but they weren't really trying to set up to do that. That's why you got a lot of people that drop off. You can't keep up with making content because they really never had an intention on doing so, but they see the engagement and they're like, I gotta produce more videos. But their intent, their passion is not to necessarily produce content. They just simply got kind of lucky with the type of content they were producing that snatched a lot of attention, but they weren't ready for it. And a lot of those channels I have just seen kind of just fade away. It is what it is. So I know that with my formula right now, it's only going to get better. Just like the top guys, when they first started, they were producing certain type of content. It got better and better and better over time. And it's only going to do the same with me. So again, take a look at my analytics. I'll use Social Blade. Actually, I think I'm so small, I don't even think Social Blade even finds me at all. It's kind of weird, but that's how small I am. But hearing the numbers that I'm giving you, it's absolutely crazy. It's crazy. Like, I can only imagine what the engagement would be like if I had like 5 times the amount of attention that I'm trying to seek. So yeah, it's absolutely nuts when I'm looking at it and thinking about it. And we're not slowing down, we're actually ramping it up. As for next year, Lord willing, I don't know what it's gonna look like. You know what I mean? I would assume that it would look something similar but more evolved. Like I said, with me going back into work, I would assume that things would kind of naturally slow down a little bit, but on average, I'm producing 100 videos a month. So it's like, I mean, what's slowing down from there? You know what I mean? Compared to what other people are putting out, but I'm grinding. I have videos that I want to put stuff out and I just can't do it right now because I'm afraid of like YouTube or Instagram flagging me for putting out too much content. There's never such thing as too much content, but I'm just trying to be aware of not like feel like I'm spamming the system, you know what I mean, to where they penalize you for it. It's already happened on X. That's why I kind of stopped posting to X. They're only letting you post up to like 5 times a day. I don't know, it's fucking crazy. Like, it's absolutely insane. So I stopped posting on there, and so I'm posting everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube primarily. And we're just putting in numbers. Absolutely nuts. And like I said, I got content that I just can't even post because now I'm just waiting for the right time where it doesn't look like crazy, and then just kind of spacing it out because I don't know what else to do with the content. Like, I just don't know what else to do. So yeah, it's going to be crazy. This year is nuts. And at the very least, like I said,